moving on to our next record. This one, I'll be really shocked if you don't like this one, because I thought this was like totally in Mike's bag.
New headline: Mike hates Westside Boogie and Joey.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like that's what we do for views around here. Got to keep the lights on somehow, and antagonizing people, that'll pay the bills. But Westside Boogie, Joey Badass. This is a big single that I actually saw that I saw Boogie pushing pretty prevalently. So I think he has a lot of faith in this single too, and he's actually been putting out a lot of music. After hearing this, I'm a big fan of Boogie. I went back and listened to a lot of his other stuff, and he has new stuff that's coming out. But Westside Boogie and Joey Badass, Outside, is what I had Mike listen to next. So, Mr. Scarfo, how you feeling?
So here's the thing. When I first heard Boogie, very, very much into his stuff. The record that I first heard him was, of course, the Everything's for Sale album from 2019. That went huge and had that horrible Eminem feature on it. That'll be someone will bash me about that. Like that was not Eminem's worst. It wasn't as bad as Relapse. Anyway, I love that project. I thought it showed a lot of versatility from him. And I really liked his name change too, because I know people confuse him with A Boogie with the hoodie. Yeah. Right. So I'm glad he's now Westside Boogie, and he just recently actually was on Bars on I-95, which is
and he snapped.
He snapped, and he had a really good interview as well. The interview was really great too. So
of course that's like that portion.
Yeah, there's an interview portion along with the freestyle. So of course they're like a New England platform. They're out of Connecticut. So yeah, I know we don't know anybody over there, but shout out to them. I like.
No, let's act like we do. Yeah. Shout out to our friends over there at Bars on I-95. Those guys always do good work. Whenever I'm there, it's always a good time. I love those dudes.
Maybe if they hear it, maybe we can get acquainted with them. But either way, no, I'm only kidding. But no, great job to them. They're doing a phenomenal job with their platform. But I'll put it this way. All right, I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. I don't dislike this song by any stretch. It's just not my favorite that they've done. I definitely enjoy it. I think it's very smooth, and there's a lot of great aspects to this song. But again, it's just not my favorite that I've heard from either one of them. But it's interesting because I very much enjoy the light and like fluttery vibe that this song has in the instrumental, and I think they both spit very like passionate flows, and they have great performances. But Joey Badass's verse, it's very run of the mill for me in terms of his lyricism. I didn't think there was anything on it that like was very like super ear grabbing, and even so much from Boogie until the very last verse when he says, if I break these mental walls, then I get through to my brain. If I keep smoking this tree, I find the root of my pain. Shit if I make it through the flame with no burnt skin while I'm standing in the ash. No, I earned this.
Holy crap,
dude, like that blew my mind. And you know,
I don't think I caught that. Like that.
It's the very end of his second verse.
I don't think I caught that earned wordplay.
Yeah,
earned this. Like,
yeah, it's wild, dude. Like his bars on the second half of the song are so impressive.
Crazy.
He goes crazy, yeah. But it's a good song. It's a good song. The replayability for me, I don't know where it's gonna sit. I'm not saying I'll never listen to this again, but it's not like, maybe I just needed it to grow on me a little bit more. Maybe like the settings I've been listening to it, because this is a song, again, when you sent me your list, this was the only song from the listing that I had also heard prior. So I had heard it before. And I remember when I first listened to it, I was like, it's okay. It's not great. It's not horrible. It's definitely not like my favorite from them. It's good. But I didn't really listen to it again until you put me back onto it. And then I listened to it again a few more times, of course, in preparation for this episode. And I was waiting for it to click, and it just never did. So I don't have much more to say past that. I thought, again, Boogie's end of his lyricism on this song is ridiculous. Absolutely love it. But Joey doesn't do a ton for me other than giving me like a pretty solid verse, but it's, again, lyrically, it's very run of the mill for me. So there were bars that seemed very, dare I say, again, going back to Pooh Shiesty, dare I say they were basic for Joey. I really thought it was more of like a, hey, yeah, you need a verse. I got this one lying around. Here you go. So that's how it felt to me. But again, I could be wrong. I could be looking at this much different. lens than some other people. But yeah, no, not shitting on it at all though. Like I definitely like this much more than the Pooh Shiesty record. Put it that way. If I was to rank yours, you know, it's above Pooh Shiesty. So put it that way.
Well, I think that's funny you say that because about like the Joey Badass feature, because I think reading it on paper, I was definitely very, very excited to have Joey Badass and Boogie on the track, and with the kind of track it was too, kind of this boom bappy, nice little jazzy dum 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 dum, like little hook. Like I thought, oh, you know, Joey's gonna go crazy on this, and I thought maybe it'd be another case of like the feature stealing the show. But I was also, I'll say, I can agree that I think Joey Badass maybe under-delivered or was a little underwhelming or kind of called it in bare minimum kind of thing. 'Cause it's not a bad verse, and I don't know if Joey's ever been able to write a bad verse. You know what I mean? But I think especially paired with Boogie, who's lyrically I think one of the best doing it right now. And Joey Badass already has that kind of acclaim as, you know, a lyrical beast. Like I was just looking, I thought there would be a lot more of a back and forth, and then it almost makes me feel like that's what Boogie wanted as well. Like I think I'd be like curious to know if he felt disappointed by the verse, because like as he comes in for his second verse, right, you know, and he kind of steps up that wordplay. You pointed out some wordplay I didn't even catch towards the end, but what I was gonna point out from that second verse is when he starts going, you know, he kind of emulates the little like Kendrick flow. I'm the best rapper alive. I'm the best rapper alive. I'm the best. And he goes, wait, you know what I mean? And then he switches it up. And then the bars that are following it, I mean, like, if he's not the best rapper alive, he's at least as confident as the best rapper alive.
Which you have to be at that point.
Exactly, definitely. And that's within the sport. That's how you should carry yourself. I'm the best rapper of that. Wait, I'm the best rapper alive. I'm talking niggas that's in it. I'm talking niggas retired. I'm talking niggas that's coming. I'm talking niggas that tried. I'm talking niggas that died. I'm talking all of them combined. You know what I mean? And trigger warning.
He snaps on that second verse.
I had to put the N-word there because I had to, you know, just be authentic to me. You feel me? I had to be authentic to me in reading these lyrics. I don't think it would have hit if I would have said dude. You know what I mean? Because I was gonna swap it out there. But he said, I'm talking people that are in it. I'm talking dudes that are retired. I'm talking about the dudes that are coming. I'm talking about the dudes who tried. I'm talking about the dudes who died. I'm talking about all of them combined. I'm the best rapper alive. And I was like, and I think that was set up, right? Like, I feel like that was supposed to follow a heavy, heavy Joey Badass verse where, like, you almost might have thought, like, whoa, Joey's going to kind of, you know, he's maybe taking away the light. And then Boogie follows up with that third verse. I think that would have made this track ridiculous. You know what I mean? In terms of wordplay. But I can agree with you. Joey's performance was underwhelming.
That's probably the best word for it, to be honest, is underwhelming.
Yeah. I really liked the chorus to this a lot, and I think Boogie's wordplay on this is like what kept me coming back to this thing.
Oh, yeah.
I think Boogie, honestly, also, it might be one of the better, like, even though I don't think his voice is particularly perfect for choruses, but I think he writes, like, his songwriting and his lyrical abilities, like, beautiful, and he can catch a melody in like so many different pockets.
Yeah, well, just, I mean, look at any song from Everything's for Sale, and you'll hear that, right? I mean, he has so many of those kinds of songs where he can play with certain melodies and they get very creative with those melodies. So
they get creative and they get profound. They get even like soft at times. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I like about Boogie a lot is like it's like he's a rapper. Like, you know what I mean? Like he has bars for days, but he
can do the melodic thing.
Yeah, but his musicality is there to where he can do a melodic thing that like, and even into like in combination with like his soft kind of voice, like it just can be really, really beautiful sounding music and melodies sometimes.
Absolutely.
You know? I think Boogie, I hope he has a big 2021.
I think it sounds like he's going to, if he's going on a bit of like a press tour, right? So like doing some.
I think he's definitely gearing up for.
Oh, he's easily gearing up. I think the single was part of that as well. And I agree with you. I think the hook is excellent.